Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can you call the roll, please?
Don Studevin.
Here.
Lisa Note.
Here.
Melanie Arbogast.
Here.
Val Manette.
Here.
Debbie Tarian.
Here. And I am seeking approval of the April 8th, 2013 board meeting minutes.
I move that we approve the minutes of the April 8th meeting.
Support. Moved and supported. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfection of the agenda. I have a couple things. We'll put above ordinance codification. Lyle would like to say something. And the item number C, senior citizen contract. I'd like to remove that from the agenda tonight. There's a date issue on the actual contract, and it's actually not due till in August, so if we just remove that. And on the other ones, I had put, this is on the board's versions, where I put a resolution number that's changed to DOC documents. So it would be 0102 and make groundskeeping trailer 03. Anything, any other profession? All right, everyone's received the reports. And the first agenda item is Lyle, you wish to say something?
Confusing, all the reports are done at support.
Yeah,
You don't have to approve them or anything.
no, not those.
At the last board meeting, I kind of chastised Larry about communication. And when I met with him later, he understood that it was all communication. My feeling was I was just talking about the demotion of Kim Bussman, not anybody else. So I just want you to understand that there was a misunderstanding between us, and he does communicate well with everything else, and it was just with Kim. So my apologies, Larry.
Okay. Ordinance codification consideration. The board has 3 proposals. Norm, who I believe is here, sought out proposals regarding the ordinance codification. Got 3 responses, and out of the 3 responses, 1 did not communicate well with them, and that was in Muni Code. The other 2 is the American Legal or the General Code. Of those 2, the only one I know locally that used the American Legal was Dalton Township, and they ran into an issue where they got a bid, and then there was additional cost and additional cost, so the bid did not seem to be very accurate ultimately. And the bid from General Code was the same bid, she just reissued it. The only difference was there was a mistake in the cost of annual maintenance for the premium package is $995 a year versus, I think the $495 is just a general maintenance. This one offers all the online, very easy to search, multiple ways to search online. As well as the American Legal also does the same thing where you can search online. I don't know if you guys had a chance to go online and look at any of that, see. The lady from General Code, Suzanne Owens, came out and spent quite a bit of time. She spent some time with Planning Commission, and she also came back and spent some time with Norm and I going over everything. Very helpful, very willing to answer, saying that the bid price is the bid price. Even if there is additional fees, there won't be because it's included in this bid. If the fees are less, then it costs you less at the end. It can be paid out of 2 payments, half each year, which we put in the budget for the general code cost, half the year. So, what does the board think?
With the planning commission, we've discussed it quite often, and we're pretty much in consensus that the general code is the one that we should
The
go.
better one? Did anybody else have a chance to look at it online?
I went online for all three.
Yeah. So, I'm seeking a motion then, if there's no more discussion regarding, let's give this a document number of document 51313-01. And that would be for the
What was that again?
document DOC 51313-01. That's on the general code, and the price for half the initial cost would be $5,282 for the half cost. Can I hear a motion regarding?
I make the motion we approve a contract for general code for the codification, document 51313-01.
I'll
support.
Roll call, please.
Melanie?
Aye.
Lyle?
Yes.
Debbie?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Motion is carried. The next item we have is audit proposals. We received 2 audit proposals. One is from the company that we just went with, Lake Michigan CPA Services. And the other is H&S Companies, and I believe Lisa talked to actually both of them.
I did. We are very familiar with Lake Michigan CPA. They did our audit last year. I've got another quote for $3,200. And the other company is H&S. I'm not familiar with them, although they appear to be very thorough as well. But what they offered too was, and although to my knowledge we never did anything like this, is you would do a full audit 1 year, and then the next year it would be a compiled audit. So I don't know if that was an option for us or not, but the first year it would be $39.50, and then the off year, the year that they would do a compiled one, is $1,975. Like I said, I don't, couldn't recall in the history of us ever doing anything like that, so I didn't know if that was an option. Just based on my experience with Lake Michigan and how they've serviced us in the past, I'd like to continue with them because they are familiar with our books.
Any other opinions? Lake Michigan is one we had last year.
Did we advertise for bids?
We did not. No, we didn't advertise for bids. In fact, these people just contacted us because of
That's what I
the
was wondering.
time of year, yeah. Yeah, but I was not unpleased with the Lake Michigan CPA services. I think that was a thorough job, and easy to understand. Came and presented to the board, which was a new board, so that was an interesting thing in itself to have. We should give the Lake Michigan CPA Services document 51313-02. I'm looking for a motion for approval. Don has moved. Is there support? I support it. Roll call, please.
Debbie?
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
Lyle?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Melanie?
Aye. Motion is carried. All right, this one, I think Mr. Crawford's going to have to explain a little bit regarding new, or a different groundskeeping trailer. That's a much better deal if you would kindly step to the microphone.
I became aware of the fact that we could basically buy a new trailer for virtually the same money that we were, that you had approved last month to buy a used trailer. I proposed, one of the better of the few used trailers I looked at was 10 years old. For another $99, we can buy a brand new trailer. It's not local, we gotta run down to Elkhart, Indiana to get it. But it doesn't have any of the issues that a 10-year-old trailer was gonna have. I mean, obviously, we're gonna have to do some kind of repair to the older one, fix it up. This one here, it's brand new right out of the factory. So it might very well be worth the trip down to Elkhart to get it.
Did you figure out what the amount was? You said you were gonna figure out how much it was gonna cost
To travel,
go down and get it.
travel.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I can get that for you. It's a matter of distance at about, if I drive my Suburban, 15 miles to the gallon, and then up the
Elkhart's
plates.
just on the other side of the.
It's just over the Michigan.
Right, and you figured
Indiana
how,
border.
you figured what, like 6 hours?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
2.5, 3 hours down,
Hmm.
another 2, 3 hours back.
And now we're to do the paperwork or whatever it takes.
Yeah, so there'll be roughly 6, 7 hours of labor involved in it, whatever gas there is to get down there.
It's gonna take a day,
Oh, yeah,
no matter what.
yeah. But that 10-year-old trailer we were looking at, we were easily gonna spend that kind of money on it. I mean, it needed a little body work, it needed a little framework, it needed to be painted, so. We're obviously gonna spend money on both of them, once we, take possession of it. So I'm just thinking it'd be a lot more prudent to have a new one. It's only a $100 difference.
Well, actually, the other trailer was, how much was,
3,900.
yep,
$3,900.
yep, so it is not even quite a,
This one's 1 penny short of $4,000.
1 penny short. So, but it's still within the budgeted amount of
Yeah.
4,000 for the trailer. So,
Can I make a motion?
I need a document number.
Document numbers DOC 51313-03. And I would like to make a motion that we go ahead to purchase the new trailer at $3,999.99.
Is there support? We have motion and support. Roll call, please.
Lyle,
Yes.
Melanie,
Aye.
Debbie,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes?
Don.
Motion is carried. Of course, that means you're not gonna get the other trailer.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
You gave him permission to order the new one. Shouldn't we have canceled the other order first?
The other one wasn't ordered. What happened was he went down and looked at them. They were used trailers.
Yes, I
So he
understand.
just went and looked at them? You're talking about,
Well, then you had to do a purchase order or something to get the new one.
Right.
That was in contradiction of what we'd already approved, right?
right, we didn't, with the first trailer? Right, but nothing's been signed, it's
So
not
legally,
been,
should we have waited till tonight to place the order?
nothing's been signed or anything. Now we can sign it. Now we can do a contract.
Well, there's already a purchase order, it's just that
Yeah.
we haven't paid for it yet.
Right, or,
But you
Yeah.
agreed to buy it ahead of time. Right?
or what do you mean as far as canceling the other one? The other one we never got the
No,
other
I'm
one.
talking
no.
about the one we're getting.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, within their budgeted amount. Correct, but that was in the budget for the 4,000. All right, tire grant. there are flyers regarding the tire grant. Just got that information. Don't have a lot yet. There is a meeting that I'm going to tomorrow morning to find out more information on it regarding that. Do need volunteers to help in different aspects regarding tires, loading tires. There will be lunch provided, but that's about all I know right at this moment. So I can get more information out as soon as I know more.
I had a question today about it already.
Yeah.
When I told the lady that you could only have 7 car tires, she wanted to know if they could do any more.
Well, that's one thing I'm gonna find out tomorrow,
Okay.
because regarding, issues where there's problem areas or something, that's what I gotta try to find out. Just don't have the answer yet, so.
Thank you.
So that was more just information. Once I have more, I'll also we'll put it on the website, so that the flyer's out there more and stuff. Try to talk to the people that have tire issues.
Township is growing tires already, so we need to pick those up too.
We always grow tires. Townships always grow tires. All right, we're to the public hearing part. Mr. Udell is here. For the public hearing, what I'll do is I'll have, Mr. Udell will be able to speak first with anything else he cares to present. Then, because it is a public hearing, the audience will have a chance to speak. A person may speak up to 3 minutes. However, it is not a question and answer period. It's not a debate. It is someone able to say their comment, and that will be all, and it will be limited to 3 minutes. But each person will have the chance that desires so will have the chance to make a comment, and if they can physically, if they would step up to the microphone and state who they are at the time. We will start, though, with, is everybody ready to proceed to the public hearing?
What are we supposed to,
No? What do you,
can we make comments now?
no. You're talking about, you want to make a comment as a public person, or you want to, as a board? No, we would listen to Mr. Udell first. Then we would take whatever information and move on to making decisions.
The packet I gave you guys at the last meeting, I know was quite lengthy, and I really hope you guys read through this document. And if there's any questions that you may have, I certainly would be more than happy to give any answers to. So, other than that, obviously I haven't been on the fire service or active within any form of the fire service, so there hasn't been any new issues that's arrived that you guys have not been brought aware of. At this point, is there any questions that you have of me?
Thank you. At this time, any public member has the right to comment. As I said, it would be held in 3 minutes. Is there any public comment? If you would kind of step up to the microphone and identify yourself, please.
My name is Barb Belden. I'm a former firefighter. Some years ago, I just would like to ask the audience, is there, how many people here have been?
Barb, you can't. It's only making a comment.
Oh, all right,
Thank you.
thank you. In the United States military service, we have what we call a command, supreme command, and there is a purpose in this. And the purpose is so that the individual who is in charge of the soldiers or military people, so that they know what is going on. There must be direct communication with those individuals. We had a very tragic incident that occurred in Michigan quite a few years ago. and I believe the chief would have to respond. It was either the Midford or Milford, Michigan incident in which there was a practice house burn. And in that practice house burn, there were 7 firefighters that died. And the reason that it occurred was because there was not an incident command, and because there was no communication among the firefighters. As a result of this, the United States government and the Michigan government have collaborated in setting standards for the fire service. And the fire service command is not unlike the military. And there is a purpose to this. And the purpose is that the chief, the incident commander, and the members of the group must all know the rules and know what each other is doing, particularly at an incident. And this, in essence, saves lives, not only firefighters, but members of the community. And I'm sharing this with you as board members because I realize you don't have a vast experience in the fire service. And you must understand that the chief is responsible for the firefighters and the community 24/7. That chief has to be well educated. He has to know what the current standards are, not only from the United States government, but from the Michigan government. And he must then train and know what all his firefighters are doing. And this is critical. If this does not occur, then in essence we have confusion and it leads to possible catastrophe. Now, that practice not only extends in an incident or at the scene, but it also extends within the team and within the group. We now, because we have a democracy, we also have what is known as the First Amendment, so that firefighters do have the right to protest, as Mr. Goodell does, and they also have the right to speak up. However, they must also work as a team within the group, and that is absolutely critical for the success of the fire department. I think the board needs to know this because I think for many years the board has not always understood those principles, and particularly in their ruling in regard to disciplinary actions.
Thank
And
you,
therefore
Barbara.
I ask the board to consider that.
Thank you. Any other public comments? If there are no further public comments, we will move to the board's consideration. The appeal.
I would like to make a motion that we turn this over to an arbitrator. We have 3 people on the board that have a definite conflict of interest. Lisa, more so than the rest of us, she has a husband that's an officer and also on the fire department, and myself, which is a personal friend of mine. I don't feel that I can vote either way on it. And Debbie has worked with Butch a lot on the race, the setting up the fire association, and I just can't see how we can justly vote. I myself cannot vote, and I think Lisa would be able to vote.
Well, if you're choosing not to vote by abstaining, that's different, and then you can't be part of the hearing at all. And you have to announce that you're going to abstain and not be a part of the discussion at all. And conflict of interest is clearly spelled out, and
Yes, I have
we even have
conflict.
the information from MTA. I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about from MTA.
I've also contacted a couple of attorneys, and if we're not in a conflict of interest, then I don't know who would be.
I have, researched what conflict of interest is pretty deeply. I too have known Mr. Udell for many years. We've had conversations as to his position and my position. And I agree with you, Lyle, that arbitration is probably a good way to go, but it probably should have happened before this point.
No, we couldn't have it before that because Butch never presented his case. I mean, there was nothing for us to consider voting on.
Are you abstaining, Lyle? Because if you're,
I will not vote, no.
okay, then please don't,
Okay.
please don't.
I
be
will,
part
I
of the
will refer
conversation.
to the clerk's, this is from the clerk's guide, right out of the MTA book. A quick test to determine if an action may pose a conflict of interest is to see if an official or an employee will have financial gain or loss as a result of the action. There is no financial gain or loss. So therefore, I have no conflict of interest. I will vote in this matter.
And also, I think too, if we don't vote because something makes us uncomfortable, then we're ineffective as a board, because we were placed in these positions to, and elected by the people to do our job.
Well, I still think if it was going to be voted into arbitration, now would be the time to do it rather than have done it before now. Because it never came up until now. The appeal is now, correct?
The appeal is now.
So if we wanted to bring a motion to the board to have it be brought into mediation, rather than the board vote on it, then that's something that we can do right now.
That would still be according to ordinance 24 you're talking about.
I'm just saying, can't we bring it to a motion to say that we would rather have it be done in arbitration rather than having the board vote?
If you're talking regarding ordinance 24, there are three options: to affirm, deny, or modify. And then it has to be a motion, support, and the whole bit.
Okay.
But if you're not going, if you're choosing not to vote, if you're going to abstain, how can you be a part of the conversation and then abstain when it comes to voting? So
Okay, well, I'm not saying voting on that, I'm saying voting to modify.
that's still the same thing. It's under ordinance 24.
Okay, so I can vote, I can bring a motion to the board to say that I modify this to bring it to arbitration.
If you choose to make a motion, and then you would need
A
a
support.
support, and it
Okay.
has to be, would be the percentage of vote.
Okay. Okay. I would like to make a motion to have the appeal be brought to arbitration of law.
So you're choosing not to abstain?
Well, he's not
I'm
abstaining.
not abstaining on this,
You
I'm
either,
the one that presented the option.
you're either abstain or you don't, Lyle. I mean, you
I'm
can't
going to
just,
abstain if it comes to a vote, whether we approve or do not
you
approve.
cannot abstain just for that. You either have to abstain from the whole thing,
Well,
the
then
whole
I'll
process,
abstain from the whole thing.
or you abstain from just that
I
portion.
don't believe that's the way it should be, but I will abstain.
So there is a motion on the floor. Going once for support. Do I hear support for the motion that Debbie made? Motion has died for lack of support. So at this point, either another motion is made, affirming the fire chief's decision, or denying the fire chief's decision, or
Mr. Chairperson, may I address the board just briefly?
don't know who you are.
I understand that. I'll be glad to clarify that. I'm an attorney that Mr. Udell has consulted, and when I came in, I thought this was going to be held toward the end of the meeting, but,
This is the end of the meeting, sir.
oh, is it? Okay, very well. Well, Mr. Udell made a few comments. I just wanted to, if I may, ask that the board is, Mr. Udell asked if you all saw the documents that he submitted.
Okay, thank
So
you,
make sure
sir.
those documents are made a record,
They are documented.
incorporated in the minutes of the meeting.
You're talking about in this one. They are documented from prior, but,
Very good.
okay, thank you. All right, do I hear a motion regarding either affirming the fire chief's decision?
I affirm the fire police.
Are you making that in a motion?
Yes. I need to tell you why.
Well, you need to tell me what the motion is, please.
I support the fire chief's position to demote, release him,
Terminate?
whatever. This is not a vindictive thing.
Don, let's not go there. Just make your motion.
Yes, I support the fire chief's position.
So you're affirming the fire
Yes.
chief? Could you read the motion back, please, Laura?
A motion to affirm the fire chief's decision to terminate Walter Udell from the fire department.
So your support for that motion? We have a motion and support. And roll call, please.
Debbie?
No.
Melanie?
Yes.
Lisa? Don?
Yes.
Lyle abstains. Motion is carried to uphold the fire chief's decision regarding Mr. Walter Udell's termination. We are to accounts payable.
The electronic payment for the payroll taxes amounted to $2,413.93, and that was for the second quarter ending in April. And I move that we approve this amount, $2,413.93.
I support.
Roll call, please.
Don?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Lyle?
Yes.
Debbie?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Okay, for the bills paid April 9th, 2013 through May 13th, 2013. General fund, $12,216.77. PTAF fund, $1,128.85. Fire operating fund, $6,537.11. Streetlight fund, $179.29. Property tax funds, $45,591.11. Capital outlay fund, $5,920.90, for a total of $71,574.03. And I move that we pay these accounts.
I support.
Roll call, please.
Debbie?
Yes.
Lyle?
Yes.
Melanie?
Aye.
Lisa? Don?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Public comment time, same thing, a person may speak up to 3 minutes during the public comment, and it is just strictly comments. If you would kindly step up to the microphone, thank you.
My name is Vicki Linebacker, and I couldn't help but notice that you still have scheduled Veterans Day as a meeting day. I'm not sure that you're aware that this only happens once every 7 years. It's not a 3-day weekend. Some communities celebrate it as a 3-day weekend. I never heard from you. As far as I know, you still plan on doing it. I again want to pose my objection. I think the veterans should have their day. I'm sure there's people on the fire department that are veterans. I know there's people on the board that are veterans. I know there's people on the board that have family who are veterans. I don't think you should hold a meeting, a regular meeting on Veterans Day. That's all, thank you.
Thank you.
Bob Dyke, sexton of the cemeteries.
Also, I acquired some time ago stones for the veterans that are buried in our cemeteries. This township board is in violation of Michigan Combined Laws 42.7, which states, if the Veterans Day falls on a Monday, the next day, which is Tuesday, shall be celebrated as Veterans Day. No meetings are to be incurred. Do you understand this, board? You're in violation. And here's a copy of it.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Mr. Mahoney?
I'll be brief.
So far, everyone can.
I just have gifts from you, the county clerk, for your gifts.
Oh, they can.
Yes.
So thank you.
Chasing trees all over.
Yes, thank you. Any other public comment?
Fred Arbogast, 11645 Pond Road. I missed last month, I didn't talk, so I have a situation that I would like to, I'm addressing the board. It's not a comment, it is a question, and it has to do with fire department. On April 15th, tax day, the fire department had a medical emergency over on the corner of Nichols Road and Skeels Road. We understand people went en route. However, one of our trucks passed the residence without stopping. There was someone in the driveway trying to flag them down, and the truck turned the immediate corner of where the curve from that separates Nichols and Skeels did a left-hand turn to the westerly direction, again went by the same driveway, and the same person trying to get their attention, and then the truck again turned south on Nichols Road and did another turn onto the same curve, and again, the third time, went by the house with the person in the driveway trying to flag them down. That person is not a resident nor a taxpayer in our township, but they were very, very perturbed and upset because they had tried to flag down our truck 3 times and it never stopped. And it wasn't until the ambulance arrived that help became apparent for this emergency. I would like to know why, if someone is standing waving and trying to get the attention of medical personnel, emergency personnel, why didn't they stop? It was in the vicinity of the address. The address is on the house, plain as day, 6-inch letters, can be seen from the road. It is also on the mailbox on the curve of the road. This is disturbing to me and also to someone who is not a resident of our community. And I would like an answer why this truck did not even stop.
Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing no other comments, meeting is adjourned.
Hey Fred, what's gonna cost